God.
I'll drink to that, Cody.
Oh,
I'll drink a
Cody.
shot of beer to that.
Shot of beer.
I can't believe this is happening.
I can't believe
No,
this
it's
is happening.
I can't believe it.
Magical.
Cheers to that.
So was.
Some more to come.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where my heads. This is joined by Don't Ask Me What my social security number is. We're going to be here doing a little podcast, a little bit of Twist, though. We're going to be playing a little bit of Monopoly. This is one of the most entertaining games to watch, to be a part of, to be just in with. To my left there, I've got Jamie. Jamie, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. And Jacob, say hi.
All right, guys.
Yeah, that's it. And Cody, say hi.
Hello.
Okay, and these are some of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. I can't believe this is happening. I just want to say thank you all for coming. This is going to be a real fucking night. This is going to be a real crazy one.
This is going to be an absolute nightmare, the four of us together. You know what happens when that happens.
It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Every time I see us in like a live room, I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
To be surrounded by such great comedic minds, I should say. And we're going to be doing a lot of joking around tonight. But I want to say this in all earnest. It's an honor.
Yeah. No,
It's an honor.
Well said.
To be surrounded
An
by...
I want to shake all your hands right now. Should we do it?
Yeah, come here.
Okay.
To be fair,
Shake
like,
right there. We can just shake through like airwaves. Wiggle
Okay,
the
so
air.
me and Cody didn't shake, but just know we have shook hands
That's
before.
like top 5 respect moments.
Yeah, well, you got to do that with when you're with the guys, and it's just a gentlemanly thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not enough people shake hands anymore.
It's a lost art.
It's
the
a lost
handshake is a lost art.
we're getting very good now. We've done many a circle jerk, from the variety show to the pub quizzes, and now this. We're just jerking each other off all the
It
time.
felt like this was the next step.
Yeah,
it
this
felt
is
like
like the-
this was the next thing.
The fact that we hadn't done this before surprised me,
Yeah.
but I'm more than happy to do it with you
I feel like
guys.
a lot of people have been wanting it. A lot of people have been
Yeah, I
looking
feel
at
like-
us and they've been
Yeah.
going, I want this.
This is a good time as well.
we could
so much
do a
going on.
good podcast.
Yeah, yeah. And we make a great podcast. And we've
Yeah.
actually got a little bit of a twist. I said it, mentioned it before. Just to the viewers, the listeners, everyone there, we're going to have a little game of Monopoly. We've got the pieces all made. We're just going to be playing along. But we're going to be talking a bit of shit. I don't know if you know, you might have seen it in the title on YouTube, or you might have seen it on the streaming services. But this is us unleashed.
Yeah.
This is us unfiltered, raw. Like, this is like stories you've never heard. Yeah.
That's
Low
fine.
growl.
I see what you did there, and
Yeah.
I raised you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
These are-
I'm sorry.
these are-
I thought
these
I
are
was
great.
going to play off better, but
I was
maybe
good,
it
it
was
was
cheesy.
good, it was
Maybe it was
good.
cheesy.
No,
I
no,
don't
you
know.
need to.
cheesy.
it's
We
fine.
can. Me and you roll right now. Okay.
I'll roll.
You first. There we go. There we go. We've all embarrassed ourselves a little
Yeah,
now.
okay, that was
It's
hot, though.
nice
That
that
was
it's like an
actually
icebreaker. Sorry.
That was actually kind of hot. Like, nothing more sexy than a deep, low down roar. So
Yeah. I mean, you tickled Cody with that one because,
But I took that quite personally, like quite like
Yeah.
like profoundly almost. Like I found that to be quite wise.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like in nature, you know, we have the lion, we have the tiger,
Yeah.
we have a Rottweiler.
and
What's
they're
the,
different animals, are they?
what's the three things they all have in common?
Claws,
Sex.
feet, arms.
Well, those two.
I was going a bit more of a not.
Lion don't have arms.
Metaphysical kind of
They
thing.
have
Lions have arms.
paws. Yeah. Well, I mean, lions
legs,
have
4 legs.
arms with
There's
paws
4
on
legs.
them.
They don't have arms.
Well,
Yeah, but they don't. They get on their hind legs and they pounce like that.
yeah. I want to
Count them as
posit.
arms.
You call them legs.
I want to posit something to you guys now. A little brain teaser.
I love a brain teaser.
So, lions have 4 legs. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, those 2 front ones.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Legs, I think,
because
is their
yeah, no, I think they're legs too, but yeah, I mean, some people might
Pose it.
say yeah. I want to. Even when I kind of know the answer to a question, I always like to pose it.
Yeah. Before we start Monopoly, I actually off air came up with a pretty good game, and I feel like this is something that could be quite interactive. With
I love a game.
with our listeners and viewers. Yeah, I just feel like maybe I could just
Yeah,
say this
absolutely.
up to you all.
Shoot the shot.
So we always think about podcast. We love them, and I was thinking,
Yeah, there's
wait,
some super funny
because
ones.
I read an article on the Guardian, and the article was saying that your surname, right, it dictates where you go in life. So
Your
for
surname
example,
being your last name.
your surname being your last name.
Hmm.
So for example, if you was like Tom Baker,
Oh.
then you might you might work in a bakery.
Doctor Who.
Might be.
Yeah,
you
but
might- or if he was,
I mean,
if he was
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who,
He could be called Tom Who.
You might be a Who.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Who
funny
from
name to have,
Horton
wouldn't
Hears
it?
a Who.
People always be going, Tom Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you could be like, for example, Harry
Potter.
Lance.
Oh.
He might be into jousting. You know, it's this sort of
okay.
thing.
Oh,
but
why would that
it's
be?
Like for this,
because Lance is a typical name for jousting.
Yeah.
But like, so I was thinking about this. I was thinking, what podcasters have a name that relates to being a podcaster? And I thought there's loads. There's actually loads. I'm going to think of one right now.
Yeah,
and then
go
I thought
ahead.
I could just play that to the table, see how it goes.
Yeah.
So James A. Caster.
A
Yeah,
caster.
podcaster.
He's a caster.
A Caster. He's an A
yeah.
Caster.
James
Yeah,
A.
yeah.
Podcaster.
His
Name should have been James A. Podcaster.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So I thought there's one, and there's
Wow.
there's loads more. I
Yeah.
just thought I'd throw it to the table
I
for
bet
a little
there's
bit of a
endless.
brain one. So Jamie, you got one over there?
Yeah. Let me have a think.
It was a pretty cool observation. I will
Yeah, it's
say.
a great question. I mean, it's
I'm
a great
just gonna,
It's a fun little game.
I'm gonna shoot in. I've got a name before you.
You've got a name?
Yeah, Ed Gamble. He's got a crippling addiction in the casino. Like I've seen him down there all the time.
Yeah, he owes me a lot of money.
But that doesn't relate to being a podcaster.
Oh,
podcasters who-
I thought we were
Come
talking about
on,
last
Jacob.
name.
It's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
gonna be with dunce over here. Sorry, I do roast sometimes.
Have you got one?
Clipped out a little bit there. Yeah, I've got one. Yeah.
Bit closer to you, Mike. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I also wasn't talking though, so that might be why you couldn't hear me.
That's a good joke.
that is what you did there, and I raised you.
Yeah, I wasn't talking, and I raise you a whisper. Cheers to
Okay.
that. Have you got a lighter, Jacob? Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking for mine. Thank you.
I've got another one because there is loads. Ed Helms at the helm.
Ed Helms.
At
the helm.
That's
At
a
the
bit of
helm
a
the
reach.
podcast.
I don't know if that. I feel like that's quite a.
That's
loose.
quite a good one. What about you? Got any more there, Cody? You got any more?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Well,
how does
well,
how does Rogan relate to podcasting?
He's Joe Rogan. He hosts the Joe Rogan Experience. So like the name Rogan relates to Joe Rogan Experience.
I understand exactly what you mean.
That's very
because Joe
Exactly.
Rogan's such a popular podcaster, his name itself has become synonymous with
Joe
it.
Rogan, he wouldn't be able to host that podcast, would
Yeah,
he?
exactly.
They'd be like, "You're not called Joe Rogan. You're not doing the Joe Rogan
Were you to be
Experience."
born today
Yeah.
and your name be, let's say, Tom Rogan, then
You couldn't do the Joe Rogan Experience because you're Tom
Joe
Rogan.
Rogan, but that could apply in the sense that if you were born with the name Tom Rogan or maybe even Paige Rogan or something like that, a first name with the last name Rogan, then if you became a podcaster, people would be able to use you within the game we're playing as an example because
Yes.
Joe Rogan's name has become so synonymous with podcasting.
Oh,
if anything,
okay.
it is.
I just
Yeah,
honestly,
no, I agree.
I do understand where you're speaking, and I'm not too well versed in the podcast world. I'm going to hold my hands up here now, guys, and I apologize for this.
You're a natural.
Exposing us.
No, thank you. But
I see what
when
you did there, and I raise you a beer.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
When I hear the word Rogan, all again speaking for myself here.
Have we still
All I
got
think
audio there,
about is
Coda?
Rogan Josh
Corey.
curry, exactly, and it's a type of curry. And every time I hear about Joe Rogan, see his clips, all I'm thinking about, really,
Yeah.
getting
Could have been a
Indian-
You think
Josh
you should
Rogan.
have owned an Indian takeaway?
yeah, like
Do you know what I think is a fraud, though? Just going off it. Do you know what I think it is a fraud?
Go ahead.
The
Working
media.
40 hours a week.
What?
Working 40 hours a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you should be working
That's-
70.
I don't.
Like, tell me if I'm wrong. Like, I go to the club. I go comedy. I work a bar. I do this podcast. I
Cody, have we
edit
still got audio?
videos. I do everything.
We have audio.
Amazing.
I do all this. I work about 70, 80 hours a week, and I'm fine. I'm happy. If anything, I'm happy. Where do you stand on the 40-hour week? Do you think it should be 70?
Yeah, I think people are pussies. I think that more
I'm
people
going to say it about myself.
need to understand that.
Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I think people should work less. Personally.
That's because you're a goddamn stoner.
Okay.
He's
got you there,
though, Cody. He's got you there, though.
I'm trying to get past
I'm a
my
drinker.
addiction. We don't need to bring that up right now, okay?
Yeah, okay, but like
Okay.
in an honest
Snowflake
point,
alert.
in the nowadays,
fucking comedians. I don't know why I hang out with any of you.
You
Sorry,
love
carry
it.
on.
You love it. You
I
can't get
do love
enough
it.
of
I
it.
fucking love it.
Okay,
Carry on.
I don't think I've
Funniest
ever
night
worked.
I've ever had.
I don't think I've ever worked
It's
40
hilarious.
hours
Yeah.
in a week in this society's like categorization of the world work. I mean, I think nowadays the word work always comes to do with earning money, and I haven't earned a penny in the last 3 years, but I've been putting on that grind. I've been working on the music with
Mhm.
Cody, obviously. I've been working on the comedy now and on the podcast scene, but still haven't seen the money side of it yet. But I'm still classing that as work, and I want to put that out to you guys as well. Like,
To give you like a perspective, we are flat broke. We currently share a
Urinal.
mattress on a floor.
Mm.
Sometimes I can smell Jacob's feet when we top and tail. It's
Top and
just
tail. That's interesting. I don't really top and tail with you, Jamie, have I? We
I've
was
been more of a-
very like cock.
we're secure
head.
people. We're
yeah,
secure.
we like to get down and dirty, rub up against each other, and I say that in jest, of course.
Of
we
course.
we have a platonic relationship.
you both got
Well,
loving. You both got partners. You love your partners, don't you? And you wouldn't disrespect them like that.
Well, other than the
Yeah.
fact that they're bloody women.
Uh,
No, sorry, we're going to be saying some controversial stuff tonight
This
on
is
this
unfiltered.
podcast.
This is raw.
Yeah.
Like just
This is going to get.
Unleashed.
We don't want to get
This
cancelled, but if we do,
yeah.
what are they going to
This
do?
is
about
kind
it?
of the side that everyone has, but they don't fucking say it. And we
no one
fucking
wants to say it
and
out loud.
We fucking say it.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfiltered,
it's-
unraw, unleashed. This is my heads, and don't ask me what my socials.
I see what you did there, and I raise you unfiltered and unrizzled. That was a comparison.
So where
to
do you
a
guys stand
roll-up.
on the pyramids then?
So I'd personally stand on the top.
Here were some of the greatest comedic minds I've ever met.
Ancient Egypt pyramids. Are we talking about pyramid schemes? Because personally, I've had a few of them. They've worked out fantastically for me. I've made a lot of money off of the backs of some absolute pussies.
Yeah.
Now I know
yeah.
you two have
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You two definitely.
I'm
have.
a pussy. I mean, I don't give a
Wait.
fuck. I fell for so many of those. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm
when
a
it comes-
dumb. I'm a dumb dude. I'm just. I'm a dumb guy. I'm not an intelligent person.
No,
you know.
no, I agree. And your skin's looking quite good recently.
Oh, my
What
skin?
have you been doing? What have you been doing?
Okay. Well, obviously, you may know I'm also not only a comedian, but just like a beauty influencer.
Yeah.
Constantly wearing makeup, constantly, showing off my fashion sense. And yeah, I've been using this fantastic new moisturizer actually.
And what's that?
Actually,
Right.
sorry. That I've actually partnered with. It's called Garnier.
Mm.
They've started a new.
'Cause you're worth it.
Yep, that's the
That
one.
is the one. Like, do you use that on your hands also? Cody, if you want to hold your hands up. Cody has the hands of an 80-year-old woman, very
Okay.
wrinkled and
Nice.
very dry
They
skin.
look quite smooth to me. I don't
If
know.
you just look on the back,
Thank you.
To watch some reels, guys. You guys carry on.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
no worries.
fine.
Okay, so I actually wanted to chip in about the whole pyramid thing that Aidan was talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
So, if okay, I'm gonna blow your minds, right? Okay,
Oh, okay.
so they say that they say that it was slaves who built the pyramids, right? I don't think it was. I don't think it was aliens either.
I'm in.
I don't think it was aliens either. Because
What do you think?
this is where it gets controversial for me.
It
Because
was aliens.
the normies and the sheep believe it was slaves who built
Ooh.
the pyramids. The conspiracy theorists believe it was aliens. I don't think it was either.
I'd have to disagree. I think it was aliens with the help of people who were enslaved.
I just feel like
Yeah,
they.
I think it was maybe some kind of animal I know about.
Hmm?
Not a leopard because we would have heard of that. We've heard of that.
I don't think
Leopards, I don't.
The
I mean, they've got
No.
They've got 4 legs.
Or
bison?
Well, don't get me back onto that. There would be no animal that I could think of that could do that.
But
Have you ever
I
seen
think
the-
it might have
no
been-
one's ever said it. I just want to say it. I watched this great Graham
ahead.
Hancock documentary series.
Yeah, is that the
Well,
thing
I'm
the
thinking-
Will Smith film is based on?
You know,
Yeah, okay.
in Pokemon, that Pokemon, that Machamp, he's like a strong fella. I reckon he could have maybe
Yeah,
lifted
I'm not a
those
nerd,
blocks.
mate. I don't know this shit.
Okay. Come on. Jacob, you know. Jacob.
I don't know
Sorry,
Pokemon.
guys, it's
I
going to
don't
get
You
a
know.
bit
do know.
controversial tonight.
I just feel like, obviously,
Okay.
I'm just going to reel off some things that it can't be. Obviously, we've already been over slaves and aliens.
flame on the lighter went green.
Yeah, it's
That's
because we've
weird,
got
isn't it?
coloured
Magical.
lights.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking, obviously, went over slaves, aliens. No, can't be a leopard. No. Machamp, no. Pokemon aren't real. JCBs, no, because obviously a JCB, that's not hieroglyphs.
You need oil.
Yeah, and you need oil as well. And
We still
Oh,
rolling on
man.
the cameras? We still rolling on the cameras?
You don't need to check
We're
in
still
every
rolling.
time. He's really killing the vibe of the podcast. man.
I've completely lost my train of thought.
Jacob's
there.
trying to tell a point. You're just completely ruining it, man. Sorry about that. Carry on, Jacob.
Sorry, Jacob.
So, as I was saying, can't be JCBs.
And that's the truck.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
that's the
truck,
build the
and
pyramid.
obviously JCB hieroglyphs it doesn't really translate
No.
like that. Personally, I think maybe a strong gust of wind put all the bricks in place. Now I know it's a bit of a controversial opinion, but I'm just what else makes sense?
Well, this is what I was saying. I watched
think
the
what you're saying
Graham.
holds weight. I don't think people are thinking about that aspect of
I
it.
don't think it's weather. I don't think it's weather. I said I watched this Graham Hancock series. It's fantastic. It's on Netflix. You can see it. It's 7 episodes, 2 hours long each one. Fantastic. The way that he talks about culture, society, it makes you mad. I think it was baboons. They're stronger than men. They can talk. They can coordinate. It's very hard to actually compete with these. I saw like one rip a face off. It's incredible the strength they had. I just think it's up there for
Animals are
for the
crazy.
viewers. Yeah, animals are crazy, and I was thinking about that. I was thinking about like the penis sizes of animals now and again.
Hey guys, I'm gonna. You know how I like to pose my questions. I'm gonna pose a little question for you guys right now.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little.
Is this related to animal penis sizes?
It might be. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a. This is gonna be a bit of a goofy moment.
Unfiltered, raw.
Yeah, this is gonna be kind of controversial for the viewers at home and the audio listeners. What animal do you reckon's got the biggest wang? And I'm talking dick.
It was a rhino.
No,
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, it was. It's a rhino.
Yeah,
There's a
that's-
rhino.
Yeah,
Oh, is it a whale?
Okay.
I don't.
Was-
I don't think I agree.
that would
with
make
either.
sense.
Because what surprised me is that a lion only has a 1-inch penis.
That can't be true.
No
Are they-
arms.
Do you want me?
Barely
I'm gonna
penis.
Google that.
They do
I'm
have
not
like
gonna- I
luscious
can't
long
bother.
hair, that does scream kind of like feminine. Doesn't scream masculine. Huge
Yeah,
penis.
lions are pretty feminine animals.
They're very femme.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Prince Charming type.
Do you think lions can
Yes.
be gay? Am I allowed to say that? Yeah.
I think
Okay.
lions have boyfriend penis size. That's all I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. This feminine,
I don't know.
this masculine. It's all up in the air nowadays, isn't it? It's all up in the air.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Sorry, that's. Yeah, I
That's
agree.
so true. Yeah, some people, in my comments call me a sissy boy, and
Yeah, that's me, mate. that's the My Heads channel.
but it doesn't affect me in any way.
They're not
so it's
wrong. They're
fine.
not wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I still like to do those sets.
I heard about
I prefer
this,
working
actually.
on material.
But
Oh,
what
dude.
happened?
You're one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
man. That
but-
means a lot.
Didn't
You go-
something happen though the last time you were at the comedy cellar? I obviously.
I'm friends with one
I
of the
don't-
bartenders. She told me a little bit of gossip.
Yeah, no, it's a funny story. Right, it's funny depending on your sense of humour and whether it's as dark as mine.
Oh, of course.
No, I drank a bottle of vodka and then I called the barmaid a bitch and I was executed from the premises.
She's actually my
Executed.
sister.
Yeah, not that.
This man makes me question myself every day. It's ridiculous.
Question yourself in what sense?
What, like your sexuality? I want that to be known on. You can have that on record. I love comedy
Yeah.
and
so
podcasts and
I reckon-
comedians.
On the note about comedy, we should talk about some of our comedic inspirations.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, it's Hicks.
Richard Pryor, man.
Yeah. For me, it's Hicks or
Richard
Carlin.
Pryor, Bill Hicks,
George Carlin.
George Carlin, Lenny Bruce.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce has got to be up there. One of the greatest comedians. I've never actually listened to any of his stuff, Lenny Bruce.
No, me neither. But like, I've heard so many good things.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, the sort of things you would have heard at in the cellar back in the day, about Lenny Bruce. He's just he was definitely something that someone who was old would look up to.
I just like. I have a
I
quite an
reckon.
unpopular opinion, but maybe not between you guys here, but in the great scheme of things, where I feel like the good days of comedy are dead, and like there's a few now that holding on, and God bless, Godspeed to them guys.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, obviously main one. Dave Chappelle, there's not enough challenging. Yeah, there's not enough challenging. The comedy is not just about laughing.
Comedy isn't about laughing.
Yeah,
comedy is not funny.
yeah.
Comedy is about pushing the envelope.
Yeah, and
I've
you're gonna
never
make
agreed
people
with you more,
upset as well.
Cody.
Like, it's not a good joke unless at least one person cries, and at least it's aimed at one person.
It's got to
And
be
I feel-
offensive.
Yeah, it's got to be like, what is the point? Like, what? Like a little bit of slapstick? It's just like, it's not funny because no one's getting offended.
What I find so profound about that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
tell.
It's just.
This guy's
it's
always got
just-
the best comedy insights.
Yeah.
I've studied it for a few, but it's just so true.
Wow.
Comedy scholar.
It's so true. It's you're supposed to be offended. You're supposed to be attacked. You're supposed to feel.
No, can I just interject there? When you're
Yeah,
one,
you
you're
can.
one of those guys who, when you say something like that, I just sit back and listen. I just have to sit back and listen.
Because like sometimes I say those things, and I feel like, especially nowadays, we got the reels, we got the this Twitter, the X,
Twitter.
the MySpace,
Instagram.
all
Is it
these-
Twitter or is it
yeah.
X? I don't even know.
It's like we don't just actually sit down and talk and.
Like we're doing now. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah,
We're sitting down, we're having a
exactly.
conversation.
Again, we're for the pioneers now, especially in the Liverpool, maybe even Northwest comedy scene.
Mm-hmm.
Controversial opinions, challenging ideology,
Yeah, like,
tedious.
I see that, and I raise you more commoner. Jacob, can I ask you a quick question? I know recently
that's fine.
you've been pioneering a sort of, basically a comedy school of sorts. I know that you've recently become somewhat of a professor. I don't want
Yes.
to blow your trumpet too much, but
it's fine. I obviously I knew it'd come to this, and so I got my PhD in laughing the other day, or making people laugh.
what does PhD stand for? Is that penis
Pretty hard dick.
head detector? Yeah,
Pretty hard dick.
Pretty,
Yeah.
pretty hard dick.
Guys.
What?
You just,
Sorry,
We were
sorry,
just discussing that it's no laughing matter, the PhD.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually.
I just feel like
really-
you can't. I don't want to be a preacher or anything, but you can't. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't
We
listen
can
if you're
smoke.
speaking.
We can
You
smoke.
can't listen if you're speaking.
I want to. I'm going to say this right now. I want to hear this.
Mm.
I want to hear what Jacob's got
Okay,
to say.
okay.
I'm glad I've got one person's back because I feel like there's a very much of a divide here.
Yeah,
That's not-
It's crazy, guys.
I'm
that
super
wrong.
sorry. I was just apologize. I was gonna say to the viewers. I was apologize.
Hey,
Apologize.
I want to hear what Jacob
Mhm.
has to say. Let's.
Yeah. Sorry. So Jacob, carry on.
If you're talking, you're not listening, and I think that like it kind of defeats the
Yeah.
fundamental part of
Guys,
conversation.
listen. Let me take it from here. I just think that. Listen, I understand that this is going to be all like controversial laughs and super funny stuff that we're going to be saying today, but at the same time, we need to not talk over each other when one of us is telling a story. It's like you guys,
agree.
you guys are three of the most interesting people I've ever met.
Thank you.
I know
you
you
so
all have a
much.
story to tell. I know that Jacob's got a story to tell. And I just think that it's important that when Jacob is telling a story, we listen to them, okay?
Oh, yeah.
We're
I'm
listening.
I'm
We're
sorry,
listening.
Jacob, about you.
It's
Let's
okay.
go. Sorry,
okay.
carry on.
Jacob,
carry on.
come on. I really want to hear
So-
this now.
Okay, as I was saying, is I've recently got a PhD in comedy.
I'm just going to have a quick wait.
Continue.
I've recently got a PhD in comedy, and I just kind of want to give back to the youth especially in the local area. And it's been for a long time now.
Yeah, right.
Has been deprived. Like the scene, there's not enough people laughing. I walk through the street of the town I live in.
It's dreary.
Of the town I live in, and no one's laughing anymore, and everyone's got sad and upset. And I just kind of want to give back, and I want to give that gift that I was so luckily born with to other people. I want to try and pass on my talents, and comedy is by far probably the most important art form in this like society. And I just want to be able to give back to them. So now, what I've set up now in my local area is we're hiring out the local community centre, and once a week, people are coming in. I'm doing a quick 5, nice little set, get them warmed up, get them in the mood for comedy. so they know what to expect, and they know how to perform it. And I'm showing them. And some of my, again, I've received a lot of criticism and a lot of backlash on the content of the comedy I'm performing to these young children. But I feel like they've got to learn, swear words, stuff like that. Comedy has to be a bit offensive, to try.
Good. That looks really good.
It needs to challenge, and
it's good.
I feel like there's not enough people getting challenged again, as I've said before. So I get there, we stand, I do my quick 5, get everyone warmed up, and then we go around the room.
It shouldn't be wet, really.
What makes you upset the most? What makes you upset the most? And I go around to all these kids, and then once I've learned all of their biggest insecurities, I target them all in an hour-long stand-up set, and I'm going at each one kid, and I'm laughing at them, and I'm making jokes about their problems, about their insecurities, and it really opens their eyes to, the space that comedy is, in the room that you can have to grow within comedy.
Yeah, that's great, Jacob. So is there a little stogie going around?
Yeah, I got a little stogie here.